Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion and this is Di Maria Reacts. So, are you all like I am and you've been getting more and more curious about how things went down at the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania a few days ago? It seems like there's more and more questions to ask about the Secret Service. I have some video footage that I'd like you all to look at that I have been checking out today regarding the security coverage of former President Donald Trump at the rally in Pennsylvania a few days ago. The first thing that I'd like to show you is an animated illustration of the Trump shooting. Check this out.
Illustration of how many bullets were fired and their trajectory that struck 3 people at the Trump rally on July 13th, 2024. This is the area we're going to focus in on. Here you can see the 3 victims that were injured by gunfire and where they were standing in the bleachers. We're going to turn around and demonstrate exactly where these bullets came from. This model represents Thomas Crooks. His position can be seen here in this image, which illustrates exactly where he was. Turning around, we can see the path of all the bullets that were fired from this location. I placed a 10-foot red disc downrange to represent what an average shooter could hit easily. Now let's take a look at this first shot fired. Coming from our key location, bullet 1 grazes President Trump's ear. This is the same bullet that hits a spectator in the stands. We know this through video evidence. As President Trump is talking, the first shot rings out just after he says, "Take a look at what happened."
Something to say. Take a look at what happened.
We can see the vapor trail of a bullet strike, which is the same bullet that struck President Trump's ear a split second earlier, and this video is this location here. Back at the podium, President Trump is shot and grabs his ear, falling to the ground as more shots rang out. In total, there were 7 or 8 shots, so let's rewind and watch this at regular speed.
Take a look at what happened.
With all that gunfire, it's easy to understand how these spectators were injured, even though they were not the target, including the sole spectator who lost his life that day.
Wow.
As we circle around, we can see how all the paths of the bullets were hitting in the location of this forklift machine, causing one of the hydraulic hoses to burst.
I mean, wow. That just leaves me just speechless, literally. To see it illustrated that way, I mean, that's scary. That really is scary. To be able to just see the trail of the bullets like that, and I feel so bad for the people that the one person who was killed, Corey. I can't recall how to pronounce his last name. And then the other 2 people that were seriously injured, they're in the hospital doing better now, but they're going to be fine. So thank God for that. So I will be showing another clip that illustrates from like above Trump's head how the bullets were coming at him. And it's just amazing the fact that he was not killed. I mean, you know that he was protected by God, most definitely. All right, watch this.
Plot thickens. For the record, all of this is public information. But yesterday I made a video talking about how this guy who tried to pew this guy, well, he was actually in a commercial, which this is a screenshot of it. It's legit. It keeps getting scrubbed, but here it is. And it's a commercial for these guys. And these guys also happen to own the company that owns the building that this guy accessed the roof of to try and pew this guy. Again, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. This is just public information. Much like the public information of how these guys made a ton of money solely because of Biden's presidency. They have contracts for $1 trillion plus to rebuild Ukraine, contracts that they would have never gotten if Joe Biden was president.
Did you check that out? BlackRock has contracts, multiple contracts with Ukraine as far as the money that they're going to make helping to rebuild Ukraine. Oh my gosh. And it never would have happened if Biden were not president. So there's more than one direction or one group of people that want to see the demise of Donald Trump. Continuing.
And if Trump becomes president, they probably will lose those contracts. So public information. I'm, again, not accusing anyone of anything. And here's where it gets really weird. So yesterday I posted a video talking about this, and it was getting shared faster than any video I've ever posted ever. It got over 1 million views in less than 24 hours. Just everyone's like, what? And then I got hit with this. Boom. What are you guys trying to hide, TikTok? Why are you trying to hide public information?
Oh, he's going to
a little sus, which made me look into it. And now I realize I found out that apparently these guys are owned by these guys, which you guessed it, are owned by these guys. But if my account gets just fooled after this video, so be it. But there you have it.
This right here is the drone footage that they recovered. I'm not sure. I don't see nobody there. So this was definitely well before people arrived. He was scoping out the place, getting, wow, man, this is horrible. Okay, I see somebody walking. I see one person down there. But yeah, this is horrible. You got this guy with this much. He had this much information to gain. Nobody noticed the drone. Nobody. Really? Yeah, wow. I'm telling y'all, the plot just gets weirder and weirder every day, every single day.
They say it's a lone gunman. This is the brilliant mastermind who outsmarted the most sophisticated security team in the world all by himself. He walked a mile from Home Depot with the rifle, the silencer, the ammo. Somehow he knew he could put a ladder there. And even though there is security inside the building, he knew that he could go up the wall, get on the building, move all around, make a bunch of noise so that everybody in the vicinity could see him. And yet no one in security would do anything to stop this dork from opening up multiple shots, killing a good man, and then 2 people critically injured. They claim they can't access the shooter's phone. Or is it that you don't want to open the phone? The kid.
Regarding the phone situation, I don't believe they had trouble unlocking his phone. I believe they were stalling the media while they continued to make sure his phone was scrubbed. Because there's no way that this kid, this young man, acted alone. There's no way. Especially when you see this part. Watch this, because this keeps getting removed from the internet.
Was in a commercial for BlackRock. You know, BlackRock, the people buying up all the houses so that you can't afford a house, causes rent to go up, inflation in the housing market. That BlackRock, the BlackRock that started the ETF that's buying.
I didn't know BlackRock was involved in that. Because there have been a great many houses bought up in the area where I live, here in Missouri. And big old companies, the owners living way, way, way somewhere else. So they have like skyrocketed the prices, and they care nothing about what shape these buildings are in, really. They really don't.
Former CIA analyst Gail Helt suggested that Donald Trump set up his own assassination attempt, bro. Really? Helt, who worked for the agency for 11 years, suggested Trump set up a failed hit because he was desperate to stay out of prison.
What? That is all about to be done away with. He does not have to go to this extreme. Who would do such a thing? In what world? my gosh. You know what? People have elevated this man, I'm talking about Donald Trump, to like God status. Because if you think he can orchestrate all of this to get shot in the ear so close to the brain, millimeters from the brain, that he can orchestrate something like that so that he can stay out of jail, then you must think he has magical, mystical powers. And he doesn't. He's protected by God, obviously, but he himself being God. Y'all giving him too much credit when you do that. You really are.
Take a look what
Look at this.
happened. Take a look.
I'm sorry, man, but you got to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs to plan something like that.
He sounds like me, because I'll say that in a minute. You got to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
You know what? I'm going to stay out of jail, so I'm going to risk my life. Not only are you going to take the perfect shot to just shoot right here, I'm also going to make sure that you get multiple, and but you make sure you don't hit nobody and nobody else actually get hurt. We don't want to, like, who plans for that? Like, that doesn't even... People, man.
People.
Learning of BlackRock for the very first time, and if so, then a little backdrop would go a long way before the...
So this information is very interesting, because I have been wondering, you start hearing BlackRock. Who the heck is BlackRock? Well, we're about to find out right here.
Big revelation. BlackRock's CEO. It's no surprise that the algorithm has, in one way or another, shown you the trending footage of BlackRock, especially after the shooting incident. In the footage, Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, has gone viral, and it's causing quite a stir. But who is Larry Fink, and why is this footage so controversial? Larry Fink, born Lawrence Douglas Fink, is the chairman and chief executive officer of BlackRock, the world's largest asset management firm. He co-founded BlackRock in 1988 with 7 partners, and under his leadership, the firm has grown into a global powerhouse in investment and technology solutions. BlackRock manages more money than any other investment company in the world, making Fink one of the most influential figures in finance. Before founding BlackRock, Fink was a member of the management committee and a managing director at the First Boston Corporation. He holds an MBA from the University of California at Los Angeles, earned in 1976, and a BA from UCLA, earned in 1974. Fink is also a member of the Board of Trustees of New York University and the World Economic Forum. However, what could be the possible link between his viral footage and the shooting at the Donald Trump rally, which unfortunately claimed 1 life and several others injured, including Donald Trump? Of course, we have to get our hands on every possible piece of information, because they could be the missing pieces of the puzzle, the motive of Thomas Crooks. Now, speaking of the footage that has everyone drooling over for good reasons, Thomas Crooks, the shooter, had appeared briefly in it, filmed in 2022 at Bethel Park High School, where he was a senior at the time. But what was the reason for the commercial? The commercial was part of BlackRock's campaign to showcase its commitment to education and community, and featured various students from Bethel Park High School. Among them was Thomas Crooks, who appeared for a fleeting moment. The footage, which had been largely unnoticed until now, suddenly gained immense attention following the revelation of Crooks' involvement in the assassination attempt. As news of Crooks' appearance in the commercial spread, social media has erupted with reactions. Many users continue to express shock and disbelief, while others have begun speculating about potential connections between Crooks and BlackRock. The commercial, which had been intended to promote positive community engagement, was now viewed through a completely different lens. In response to the growing controversy, BlackRock quickly took action. The company issued an...
Yeah, so many are scrambling now. If they are found to be associated at all with this young man, the shooter, they're like scrambling to distance themselves. Take a look at this.
Official statement announcing the immediate removal of the commercial from all platforms. Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, addressed the media, expressing his shock at the incident and emphasizing that the commercial had been filmed long before the assassination attempt. Fink stated, "We are deeply saddened by the events that transpired at the Trump rally. Our thoughts are with those affected by this tragedy. The commercial in question was filmed in 2022, and Thomas Crooks was one of many students who participated. There is no connection between BlackRock and the actions of Mr. Crooks. The decision to pull the commercial was seen as a necessary step to distance the company from the controversy. Analysts weighed in on the potential implications for BlackRock. While some believed that the company's swift response would mitigate any long-term damage, others speculated that the incident could have a lasting impact on BlackRock's reputation. BlackRock has long been known for its community initiatives and efforts to promote education and social responsibility. The commercial featuring Thomas Crooks was part of a broader campaign to highlight these efforts. However, the unexpected connection to the assassination attempt has cast a shadow over these initiatives. Public relations experts have noted that BlackRock's handling of the situation will be crucial in determining the company's ability to recover from the controversy. Just when you'd think that BlackRock's plate has been served more than it could hold, there's yet another footage, though on a separate occasion, which has since pulled BlackRock yet again in the heat of all this. The footage has shocked the financial world and beyond. Captured during an interview with CNBC, the video reveals Fink making a series of statements that have ignited a firestorm of public debate and media scrutiny. The content of the footage has not only raised questions about Fink's views, but has also sparked a broader discussion about the role and influence of BlackRock in global financial markets. In the video, Fink is seen speaking candidly about the immense power and influence that BlackRock wields. He discusses how the firm's investment decisions can significantly impact economies and governments around the world. Fink's remarks suggest that BlackRock's reach extends far beyond traditional financial markets, touching on areas that affect public policy and societal outcomes. This revelation has led to accusations of undue influence and manipulation, with critics arguing that such power concentrated in the hands of one company is dangerous and poses a threat to democratic processes. One of the most contentious parts of the footage is Fink's discussion on environmental, social, and governance (ESG) criteria. BlackRock has been a strong advocate for ESG investing, promoting the idea.
They flashed that by so quick. ESG, economic, social, and government. I had to take a picture of it in order to catch it because they flashed it so quick.
Idea that companies should consider the long-term impacts of their actions on society and the environment. However, in the video, Fink's comments appear to take a more cynical view of ESG initiatives. He implies that these efforts are more about public relations and managing perceptions than genuine concern for social and environmental issues. This
Managing perceptions.
has led to accusations of hypocrisy and greenwashing, further damaging BlackRock's reputation. The public reaction to the footage has been swift and intense. Social media platforms have been flooded with reactions, ranging from outrage to support. Many people are appalled by Fink's statements, viewing them as a stark reminder of the disproportionate power that large financial institutions hold. Calls for Fink's resignation have grown.
Wow. It's even gotten to this extreme. A lot of people believe that Fink needs to resign after saying what he said because he let the cat out of the bag. Fink's support for ESG has prompted calls for his resignation and state pensions to pull funds from the firm. Wow. There it is again. Okay, let's take a closer look at this. ESG, environment, social, and governance. Under environment, it says biodiversity loss, climate change risks, greenhouse gas emissions, energy efficiency, renewable energy, resources depletion, water management, waste management, water and air pollution. Under social, it says access to health and medicine, supply chain labor standards, workplace health and safety, employee relations, equality and diversity, career development, employee retention, community engagement, conflict zones. Okay. And then governance, shareholders' rights, board structure and diversity, corporate policies, executive pay, bribery and corruption, stakeholder rights, risk management, tax and accounting practices, and cybersecurity.
And its internal attitudes. On the other hand, some individuals and industry insiders have come to Fink's defense. They argue that his comments have been taken out of context and that the video has been selectively edited to misrepresent his views. Supporters claim that Fink is simply being honest about the realities of the financial world and that his remarks reflect a pragmatic approach to navigating complex global markets. They contend that BlackRock's track record on ESG issues speaks for itself and that the firm remains committed to driving positive change. The controversy has also caught the attention of regulators and policymakers. There are growing concerns about the potential for conflicts of interest when powerful companies like BlackRock are involved in shaping public policy. Some lawmakers have called for investigations into BlackRock's influence and the need for stricter regulations to ensure that large financial institutions operate transparently and ethically. In response to the backlash, BlackRock has issued a statement defending Fink and his comments. The company argues that the video has been manipulated to create a misleading narrative and that Fink's statements have been taken out of context. BlackRock insists that it remains steadfast in its commitment to ESG principles and that it will continue to work towards creating a more sustainable and equitable future. The firm has also emphasized its efforts to enhance transparency and accountability, pledging to engage with stakeholders to address their concerns. Despite these assurances, the damage to BlackRock's reputation has been significant. Added with Thomas Crook's feature in their commercial, the damage is more than enough. The firm's stock has experienced volatility, and there are fears of long-term repercussions for them off. That aside, what are some of the potential impacts and implications that the shooting footage could have on Trump's campaign, the Secret Service, and the Republicans' campaign at large? Potential impact and implications after Trump's shooting. The implications of the new footage of Trump's shooter, Thomas Matthew Crooks, going viral are profound and multifaceted. This video has not only captured the nation's attention, but also raised critical questions about security, political discourse, and the role of media in shaping public perception. One of the most immediate implications of the footage is the scrutiny it has brought upon the U.S. Secret Service and local law enforcement agencies. The video shows how Crooks managed to position himself on a rooftop with a clear line of sight to the stage where Trump was speaking. Despite reports of suspicious activity, law enforcement was unable to prevent the attack. This has led to calls for a thorough review of security protocols at political events. The footage has prompted questions about the effectiveness of the Secret Service's protective measures. How did Crooks manage to access the rooftop? Were there lapses in communication between local law enforcement and the Secret Service? These questions are now at the forefront of the investigation, with some lawmakers calling for a comprehensive review of the security arrangements at the rally. Senator Josh Hawley has been vocal in his demand for a full public investigation into the assassination attempt. He has called for the Senate Homeland Security Committee to examine the failures that allowed Crooks to carry out the attack. This has added a new layer of political pressure on the Secret Service and other agencies involved in the event's security. President Biden's response to the footage has also been significant. In his address to the nation, he emphasized the need for unity and condemned the violence. Biden's call for calm and his directive for a swift and thorough investigation has been seen as efforts to reassure the public and restore confidence in the nation's security apparatus.
So yeah, that all leaves quite a few questions in the minds of so many of us regarding the protection of Donald Trump. Many people, including myself, believe that he would be better off hiring his own security than, see, when you're going against the machine, is what I like to call it, which is basically the administration that's in place right now, Biden and his administration. When you're depending on the people you're running against to provide your security detail, with the way that they are and how they behave towards him with so much hatred, it's no wonder that things ended up the way that they did. It's really not surprising if you think about it. So that's all I have for today. Hope you all have a great one and continue to be safe and be blessed.